I was listening to a talk by a neurologist, Dr. Sid Warrior, and what he said was very interesting. He was talking about two parts of the human brain, one being the limbic brain or the limbic system, which is which sits right under the main part of the top brain that we have here. And this, he said, is the primordial brain, which controls emotions, urges, instincts, etc. And most of our actions, the ones we perform on impulse, are driven by the limbic brain. And then there is the prefrontal cortex, which is the evolved part of our brain, which is what makes us the species that we are, the evolved species that we are. It's the rational brain, it's the one that helps us make better choices based on rational thinking. However, a lot of our decisions, a lot of our actions are driven by the limbic system because we perform those kind of unconsciously. What Dr. Warrior said was if you want to break out of a habit or if you want to develop a new habit, let's say you want to fight this urge for having that extra piece of dessert. It sometimes might be helpful even to just delay the action of actually having that piece of dessert by, say, an hour or so. Even if you eventually go ahead and still have it, the fact that you've delayed the action tells our brain that the prefrontal cortex is the dominant one and is in charge. And that makes us capable of controlling our urges and our instincts, and essentially makes us better at taking decisions which are, better for us and possibly people around us. I thought this was very, very interesting, and I thought of extending this concept to a few other things that are plaguing our world. Most of us go through life oftentimes doing certain things, taking certain shortcuts or some actions that we know aren't ideal and oftentimes even detrimental to the ecosystem. And this could be something as simple as driving a bit rash, or running on the wrong side of the road, driving on the wrong side of the road, just to save a few minutes. A bunch of these things, and of course we can extend this to a lot of other actions. Maybe, just maybe, if when we have the urge to do something like this, we think about it for a second and delay that action, because I feel that more often than not, the reason why anyone does something like this can be attributed to one of a few things, like trying to save yourself some time, save yourself some pain, some inconvenience, and that's pretty much it. So if we can, when we have that kind of an urge to do something which we know internally that it is not the right thing, not the ideal thing to do, maybe if we just pause for a second, think about it, and even if we eventually end up doing that thing, the fact that we've paused might slowly help us improve the way we take these decisions. Let's say you're in a situation where there is some road rage happening and you want to use some colorful language at the other person. Maybe pause for a second. Don't have to do much else, just pause for a second, a few seconds hopefully, and then if you've got to do it, you still do it. But the fact that you've paused, I think, will often lead you to not do that thing which you're going to regret later one way or another. And I'm guessing it will likely leave you feeling much better for yourself. And this can be applied to pretty much any situation where we know that what we're about to do is not the ideal thing we'd want, someone else that we care about doing, and definitely not something that we'd want done to us ourselves. So yes, think about how we can take this small pause and put our prefrontal cortex in charge rather than acting on impulse or instincts, and maybe gradually get so good at this that we don't even have to pause to make those little decisions that make us feel better and make us better in general. Think about this. Tell me if you think this is helpful, and many thanks to Dr. Warrior for his talk. I will link it down in the description here, and hopefully you found this useful and at the least fun, and I hope to see you in the next one.